I'd like to start with you, Surya. How are forward-looking organizations preparing their people for a world where AI data and human insights must work in harmony?
That's a great question. I think what we see today, the convergence which is happening in the industry, with AI in particular, I think a forward-looking organization looks at AI and technology more as a collaborator than a threat. I think that's how the transformation is happening. Great organizations, forward-looking organizations are preparing for three major shifts which are taking place today. One is preparing the people in the organization so that there is absolute democratization of data and AI. Right? Everybody has access to data, everybody has access to AI tools and platforms. Everybody knows how to effectively use and ethically use AI and other platforms and tools. So what's important here is, technology is not just accessible to experts, technocrats, to data scientists. It is accessible to everybody in the organization. So that's the major shift, right? The second one that I would like to talk about is how do you really contextualize the human element, because it's while data can do a lot of things, it's the embedding the human into the organization processes is important, because that's where human beings understand the context, they have empathy, they understand the customers, they understand the stakeholders. So embedding that into the processes is the most important thing. The third important element, as I see, is restructuring relooking at the organization structure, relooking at the roles, and making sure that the roles are mapped to the business outcomes, the needs of the business, and completely relooking at the structure. So today, a software developer is more like a prompt engineer. As we see a recruiter who was spending a lot of time in kind of shortlisting profiles, looking at the fitment, interviewing candidates. Now AI has been embedded into the recruitment flow, right? So there is very little the recruiter has to do in terms of shortlisting, interviewing. Today, AI platforms that can interview candidates, looking at the fitment, finding out whether a candidate is an outlier or within the range. A recruiter doesn't have to spend time on that, but a recruiter will probably spend more time in managing candidates, strategizing, managing relationships, and so on. So that's how I think relooking at the roles in the organization and kind of preparing the organization for the future is going to be important. And that's what the forward-looking organizations have started doing today.
Wonderful. So data, human, and restructuring. Wonderful, great points.